Well, I didn't think I was going to do a second part to the video because I was hoping to have the ring set up in one video. It was very confusing. So, as you can see, I finally got it all done. The ropes are on. Oops. As always, somebody's always got to fall over. Well, these figures suck anyway, but I just bought them for the fun of it. You know, because I love collecting toys. Anyways, yeah, everything's set up. Got the ladder standing up. I mean, look at these guys. They're like 7 feet tall compared to the shrinkers. Look at the turn. Look at this. Try to stand up on the turnbuckle. Look at that. He's huge. This guy is huge on this ring. I mentioned before, this is similar to maybe the original San Francisco toys, the way they made their wrestling rings. You know, I've never owned a ring for those figures. The only ring I've ever owned was a WWF ring, Jakks Pacific from 1998, and it was one that came with the catapults, and it had a steel cage. But let me say, if your parents aren't your parents aren't willing to buy you a $30, $40 ring, Mattel, you know, I don't know what's wrong with them. They're gonna buy you something like this, unless you really wanted it. No kid's gonna want this. Fake Rey Mysterio. I mean, look at this. Look at these. I mean, like I said in the last video, they are badly painted, badly articulated. The arms are a softer plastic than the rest of the body. Heads don't move. There is really no good articulation whatsoever in these figures. Oh. That's like a version of the bone crunching action that Jakks did. Now, I didn't do this in the last video, so I'm going to do this right now. I'm going to do side-by-side comparisons between these and actual wrestling figures. So I'm going to take the accessories and the other two jabronis out of the ring. And I'm still not going to get over this. When have they used cones? I mean, they've used all sorts of weapons, but I don't think you can use a cone unless it was made of metal or something. And this was difficult. I mean, I had to get these ropes tied. I haven't had a ring in years. First, let's put him next to the guy he looks like. An original San Francisco toy maker's version of Rey Mysterio. And I decided to get two of my original San Francisco toy maker figures from WCW. Just because they were usually at different scales. And as you can see, yeah, the Rey is shorter. Of course, that's how he has it like in real life. Then, of course, here's a side-by-side comparison of this guy and the Giant, or as we now know as the Big Show. You see, he's pretty tall. He's almost about the same size as the Big Show, the Giant. Then, of course, we're going to get an original, not original, but a Toy Biz WCW figure of Sting. The Sting's a little bit taller, but other than that, they stand up pretty close in size to each other. So Sting's got a little bit of competition from the Kane Mysterio lookalike. Now we're going to go on to the Jakks figures. First of all, the earlier Jakks here. Here's the Undertaker. Taker's actually short. Well, you know, look who's short. Taker's short. And you got to remember the old Jakks figures and then the later ones, they were all the same size. You could have Taker be the same size as, like, Rey Mysterio, for example. Or Big Show, I mean. And then the newer figures, the ones that they did for WWE and now they do for TNA, actually pretty tall. Look at Triple H, he's a big guy. And then last, the Dollar General WWE figures. You can't find these Dollar General anymore. You know, they were made by Jakks. You know, they don't paint them very well, but other than that, look at that. So there you go. So now I can have myself a little battle royal with my actual wrestling figures versus these fake ones. In fact, you know what? I think Sting's going to beat the crap out of this guy right here. Because I've got the ring. I'm going to set this guy in the corner. And then, of course, Triple H is going to come in and pedigree this guy who looks like his old buddy Billy Gunn. Look, Barry's going through his legs. Oh, pedigree. And then we set this up, and Rey Mysterio can climb up it. I bet it's not a good ladder. Yeah. Well, anyways, thanks for watching the second part. You know, I had to show you eventually, to show you this little craptastic ring here. And these craptastic accessories and the craptastic figures. But you know what? That's the fun of toy collecting. And, you know, you never know what you're going to get, man. Like the old saying, like life is a box of chocolates. You never know what you're going to get. No, let me do my Forrest Gump impression. My mom always said life is like a box of chocolates. You never know what you're gonna get. Yeah. Weird, like I said in the previous video, the weird-ass love child of Kane and Rey Mysterio. Well, that's all for now. Rock on.